Hi everyone, it's Tammy with Frou-frou Studio and welcome back. Today we're going to do a little Wednesday grunge play and I am going to be mixing some of my grungier pieces of my scrapbook, antique scrapbook stuff that I got in the Outer Banks with some new stuff to put in this shabby journal that I'm working on. This is, I made this the other day in the 50 Stack Challenge 4, and I decided to put it on the cover of this journal, which I have made out of a paper bag and a quilted pillow sham. It was one that I just had laying around, so I cut it up and made the cover, and I think it turned out really good. I even sewed it, guys. I sewed around the edges, and I put some lace on it, and this is a belly band, but I don't have the card in there right now. I took it out while I was assembling everything. So this is it. It's just going to be a single pager. And I've already put my pages in there. And you can see I have grunged those all up. And the page that I want to work on or make something for is right here, which this digital is from Peeling Paint and Roses from Crafty Cat, and this is scrapbook paper that I have just dyed with some coffee. So it's thin scrapbook paper, but I thought it went well in here. And so what I want to do is I want to make a pocket and a journaling card using some of my German scrap and vintage pieces. And like I said, I picked some of the grungier ones out because I think it will look the best in this, real shabby, what will end up being a real shabby looking journal. So the first piece that I have is, this is a advertising card for a piano and organ hall. And all the grunge that you see on this piece is grunge that was there. I did not grunge this up. It was already like this, and you can see where it was glued down in the scrapbook. So this is all real grunge, and I thought it would make a really cute pocket or even a belly band to go on this page. And then I want to make a journaling card, and for that I have taken a piece of scrapbook paper. This is out of like a 8x8 scrap pad that I have no idea where I got it. This was a single sheet that was laying in my scraps, and I dropped coffee on it to get some staining on it. And this is actually going to be the back side that you write on, and on this side I'm going to put music paper, since we're talking about a piano and organ seller here. So I'm going to get, this is from an old music book, so it is vintage as well, and then you can see it's got really nice color to it. So I'm going to use that for my background. So I'm going to glue that on first. put my glue on this one. So, I'm just up here crafting away today. And it is beautiful outside. The wind's blowing. But it is beautiful and warm. And it's supposed to be warm. Tomorrow it's supposed to be like 70-something degrees. But then the rain's going to come in. And when that happens, it's going to get cold. So, you know how it is this time of year, and you never know what you get. The best thing to do is just wake up and look out the window and see what's going on, and that's going to be your weather for the day. I can't wait for it to get warmer, though, because I have a screened-in porch on my back of my house, and I'm looking forward to it getting warm so that I can go out there and craft out there a little bit. I won't be able to, you know, do everything, but I can definitely do fussy cutting out there and stuff like that, so that I'm looking forward to that and not having to be in the house all the time, where I can actually enjoy the outside a little bit. That's the one thing about when I retired, because I retired October. You know, it was already kind of chilly and yucky, and so, and then, you know, winter comes, so I've not got to enjoy my retirement with nice weather, so I'm looking forward to doing that very much. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's ink some stuff here. I'm going to use frayed burlap and go around this. I think it's going to go better with the aging that I already have on the actual aging. Vintage photos, to me, seems to be a little orangey sometimes, or even yellowy, too yellowy for some of this. Yellowy, is that a word? Today it's a word. And get the corners really well. Okay, and then ink around the little paper on the back. Alright, so now we have a nice background for our other pieces. I had originally thought I was going to do the pink side and use just a little piece of music, and I thought, well, why do that when I can do the whole thing? Now, this little girl was also in that scrapbook, and you can see she's very grungy, and she was from a sarsaparilla ad. 6 bottles for $5. Some kind of sarsaparilla, and whoever had the scrapbook fussy cut around her to put her in their scrapbook. And then I have a couple of these vintage German scrap pieces, which to me are very strange because they have the hands on them. I think that's just weird, but, you know. I'm going to put those on there, and then I've got this new label, which obviously we're going to have to make look a lot older. What would we do without our grunge? Alright, and then I'll find something to stamp on that. And then I have a vintage stamp that I'm going to use. Okay, so let's decide what we're going to stamp on this. I'm going to put this down here as a break between those flowers and her. Actually, I'm going to put it on this side because I don't want this to look like her arm. I think that would look weird. Then I'm going to put this one behind her head and hide that little hand. I just wanted another flower. So I think something like that. So I need something to put on here, and then I wouldn't care to have a stamp, some kind of stamp right there, but I think it would have to be words of some sort. So let's see what we can find. I really want to use this journal word, and every time I go to use it, it ends up being too big. Could turn it that way. Let me see what this looks like. I'm gonna do a little test pattern here. I'm going to use potting soil because I think it needs to be a different color than black. I've not used this one. Yeah, I like that. All right. So I'm going to go right like this. Like that. All right. Now, what are we going to put on that label? You can't really see it, but I don't like that it's blank. So I think just a little scripty bit will be fine. Let's take this one. I'm going to move this book up just a little bit so I can make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Make sure you can see me mess up. Actually, I'm going to put this on top of this. Perfect. I might put this. Is that going to get too busy if I do that? If I put some of that on the... Let me see. I'm going to take this little piece right here. I think I will do this just a little bit. Just kind of break that up a little. All right. Now, move all this out of the way. We'll see if we can get these pieces on here without totally tearing them up. They are very fragile. That's why they need to be glued to something before they totally fall apart. Thank goodness for our glitter glue that can get all those little tiny cutouts or tips. All right, so there's that one. Where did my girl go here? I'm gonna ink around her just a little bit. You can see she has like a scuffy place on her head. That's okay, that just makes her look a little more grungy. Glue her down. All right, and then my label will go down next. We set on this side, right? right under her bow. Okay, and then the stamp, where do we want to? Yep, I think we want it to go right there, so there's no mistaking that that is not her arm. And then we'll glue down the last one. And I think I'm going to round the corners just to give it a little more finished look. And then maybe put just a little piece of lace up at the top for like a tab. Or I could go all the way across. Or I could go across the bottom and then put another piece at the top. I think I'll do that. So I'm going to put this across the bottom. And then get another little piece for the top. Reach down here into my scrap basket. And there's some blue. Just gonna kind of scrunch it up and then use my tiny attacher and staple it. Maybe. Yep. We need to put some ink on that though. It looks way too new. Which the white is not new. It's actually off the vintage piece. It was just very good shape vintage piece. Okay, so there's our card. So let's bring our book back here and decide if we want it to be a tag. See, if I make it a belly band, it's gonna like cut her face off. I don't want to do that. So I think I'm just gonna make a pocket is what I meant to say, not a tag, but a pocket. So let's glue that down. And this is pretty sturdy piece, so I'm not going to do anything else to it except just glue it down because I think it'll hold. It's very much like cardstock. You know, it was a business card, so it's thicker. Okay, so that will go down in there. Cute. And then the other piece that I want to make is I have just one of these ribbon holders, and I got mine from the Digital Collage Club. I'm going to grunge it up. And then I have this piece of lace, and I'm going to wrap it around like that. And I'm going to take this little tag here, and I'm going to hang like a little price tag. And this little price tag is a Tim Holtz in his little tiny ephemera pack. It says 65 cents. And then I'm going to get one of the Tim Holtz tiny safety pins. And just pin it on and pin my lace together. That. I'm going to bend this, kind of rough it up a little bit. Bend this a little bit. And this is backed with cardstock, so you could even write on the back of that if you wanted to. It's a nice little kind of hidden journal spot. You could even tuck something, you know, right on a piece of paper and tuck it in behind the lace if you wanted to do it that way. And then we're going to share this pocket. Like that. So there we go. There's actually the first, oh, I didn't get that glued on the bottom. Let's do that. think that's the first spread that I've done in this journal. I just put it together this weekend. So there we go. I have another one that I could do. Maybe. The other journal that I'm working on, I have 3 that I'm working on. I have this guy, and you can see he's really rough. He's lost part of his arms, he's lost his legs. You know, he's in pretty rough shape. Oh, his arm's back there. It's just turned backwards. So the first thing I probably need to do with this one is to glue him down to some other kind of paper. So I'm going to put this aside, and we'll do something with this little guy. So let's just glue him down on some book page before he totally loses his arm. There we go. I can't do much about his legs, but I can maybe fix his arm. He didn't have his legs when I got him. Alright, so now I can cut around this. And that'll sturdy him up enough that we can work with him. And I'll go and grab my journal. Actually, I don't have to go. I don't think, no, yeah, I may have to real quickly reach back there and get it. I can't remember where I left it. It was on my desk this morning, but I've cleaned off my desk to do videos. So I've laid it somewhere. Okay, now I'm going to switch to my little scissors. Sorry guys, I know this is boring, but I need to concentrate for just a minute. So I don't cut off one of his other extremities. Ink around him just to make sure the paper's not showing. I think I got it pretty good, but we want to make sure. Okay, that makes him sturdy enough for us to work with, and then, of course, when we glue him down again, that'll make him even stronger. So let me grab the journal and we'll decide where we want to put him. Maybe. Where is my journal? I really have moved it somewhere that I can't find it. Alright, I'm gonna pause you just a minute. Oh my gosh, guys, it was right in front of my face. It's crazy. Okay, so this one is a old primer, as you can see. And the spine was in horrible shape, so I had to take it apart and put a new spine on it. I used fabric for the spine, and it does have a hard, I won't say I used fabric for the spine. I used some chipboard for the spine and covered it in fabric. That would be more accurate. And I left the original cover and the original back because I just think they're cool. And this one is all about puppy dogs. The other book that I used was called My Friend the Dog, and it was, I left the copyright page in here somewhere. It was given as a gift in 1948, but the copyright is actually much older than that. And I know I left it in here. This one you can see is a lot. It's like 1920 something, I think, was the last printing of it. But I used several of the book pages in here because I liked the names of the chapters, like the Gorgeous Pink Puppy and the Dogs of Sunny Bank. And like I said, I left the original thing in here. And also the images are really nice. Runaway. Well, I will come across it at some point, but I think it was 1928. It's either 1928 or 1926. So anyway, everything in here is dog related. I've got some cute little digitals in here, which when I get the journal done, I will tell you who those are because I can't think of it off the top of my head. And I also had some scrapbook paper that was related to dogs, and so I have used a little bit of that as well. And also vintage pieces. Like this is an authentic out of that scrapbook stuff that I got. It's got some envelopes and stuff like that in it. So I worked on this one. I've worked on this one a lot more than I have the others. But where can we put our little dude here? Let's look. And this is intentional. I just thought it was something different. So I ripped the page in half and I made this little pocket out of the bottom part of the page by strengthening it with some extra papers. And then this is the top of the page. There's a pocket here and a pocket here, but I won't go through all the details right now. Maybe here. Yeah, I like that idea. Now, let's finish off do something for his legs. Let's see. Maybe we could do one of the kits I can tell you that I used is Artie Mae's. By Artie Mae's, because I've had it a while, and it's this kind of bluish and brownish kit. So if I had a little piece of blue to kind of tie it in, there's a pocket. I don't really need another pocket though. Oh, there were some circles. Let me see if I can find one of those. Maybe that'll give me some blue. Yeah, it looks weird. I've got this little strip, but I don't really need that either. Maybe we just leave it like that. Maybe just put a little book page or something behind it. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Just get a little piece of book page. I don't like the color of that one. This is digital. That's too close. Too close to the other one. Sorry guys, I didn't plan this out better. I thought that first piece was going to take longer. There's some German letter. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so I've lost my glue stick. There it is. I'm not going to ink that because it already has some really good patina. Alright, let's put our guy down. And this brown label is Shabba-dabba-doo-dah. And then, of course, this one is Tracy Fox. Okay, so there we go. It's cute little just collage in that book. So that is our Wednesday grunge play. We rescued our little guy here from losing his arm, and he's now got a place in this journal. And then we have our little shabby spread where we made the little lace holder and the journaling card in the pocket with the vintage business card. So I hope you guys like that. And I guess my main point of this video is if you see something that is really tattered and worn, and which is what I love, but you know, don't count it out, because you can still make beautiful pieces by strengthening them up and putting them in your journal, and you can make it look like it was always supposed to be that way. So thanks for joining me, and I hope everybody has a good evening, and I will see you guys back tomorrow for I Settle on Pinterest. Bye.